Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Always, and welcome back to Feed the Beast Infinity Evolved Expert Mode Skyblock. Before we start, I want to say one thing real quick. Apologies if my voice sounds a little bit raspy. I have been struggling with like a little bit of a cold or something. I don't know. All I know is my voice has not been very happy with me today. I don't feel too bad. My voice is not all there. So apologies for that, first of all. But welcome back to this series. This incredibly long name series. Last episode, we were working on a handful of things, mostly involving bees. So we were able to get the infinity bees and the power supply things that we need from them, the power modules, and get our first Gendustry machines, which include the Industrial Apiary, mutagen producer, and advanced mutagen. And we didn't get the achievement for making the the Industrial Apiary, rather. So it was kind of weird. Where is it? There we go. We didn't get this one. Everything else is taken, other than the creative items and the ultimate solar panel, which we'll get to that soon, I hope. But nothing with the Gendustry power module. So it was a little bit weird. I didn't understand it. Well, I kind of... I did some snooping and discovered that other people were having the same problems. It's actually pretty easy. The ME system can't make it. You have to make one. That's it. So we're going to make one here in a moment. But we also made the hibiscus. We captured a witch. I got its soul. So if we want to use that, we can. Or we can just kill him in the spawner room. Just depends on what mood we're in. Really doesn't matter. Did a little bit of building because today the plan is we're going to start working towards automating Awakened Draconium. And that's going to be a bit of a pain. You'll see why in a little bit, but it's not too complicated. There's some really cool tricks we can use, but it's a bit of a pain. So let's do the Industrial Apiary first. And I will be honest, I'm going to be working on bees kind of on and off as I kind of go through this series. Not really going to care too much when we do it. I'll kind of bring you guys in for updates more than anything. But here we go. I have everything ready. We can make the Industrial Apiary, and we get the achievement and the trophy, which I've got to put down. That's adorable. Okay, so yet another trophy. So our first trophy, the bucket, we got November 1st, 2016, and we are 3 years later nearly. Oh my gosh, let's see if we can finish this within 3 years. That's about the age of the channel, to be honest. But this series is such a grind, and I really don't prep it as much as I should, although I have spent the last hour working on this stuff. But oh, those are just drones. Anyways, I don't know why I was keeping the drones on me. We're gonna make sure those guys go through. And yeah, oof. The lightning will strike this stuff and burn down. So you know what? We don't actually need this guy anymore. In fact, he's broken already. So let's just break this guy completely. We'll keep him just in case we need him later. But until we can get the genetic sampler and the genetic... Oh, frame housings are pickaxes. That's interesting. Until we can get the genetic sampler and genetic imprinter, we really can't get rid of the lightning, so we're not going to worry about it. But anyways, all this stuff can be broken down. Let's grab our magnet. And yeah, we'll worry about bee stuff kind of later. We'll see if we get time to do any of it today, but to be quite honest, probably not. So let's just put all this stuff in here. And grab some more infinity combs, because those can be good. We'll automate this eventually. It's not going to be much of a problem. A lot of the automation for this stuff is going to be pretty straightforward and simple, so I'm not too concerned about it. Anyways, first thing, let's go ahead and... I was looking at the Galgadorian stuff, seeing how bad that was again. Let's do one thing with bees before we do anything else, and that is make the Oblivion bees. So that is under this one. We're going to want Oblivion bees because if we take a look at Oblivion princess. That's going to give us abandoned, nameless, and winsome. Endearing. Which ones did we want? I don't remember which ones we wanted. Abandoned. Oh, draconic. Here we go. This is what we want. That's going to be how we get the draconic bees to get the... where is... Effect, not ends. It's not this. So we're going to want... Is it the draconic bees? I think it might be. I don't know. There is a bee that will resurrect the can we just look up resurrection? Aha, we can. But that's the oblivion. But I believe the draconic bees will revive the dragon. Not entirely sure, but we need to get the oblivion bees anyway, so let's go ahead and make a magic hive. So we're going to need, what, 2, 4, 6, 8 endstone and a mana-infused hive, which we need to get witch water in a thaumium barrel plus an artificial hive. So the question is, do we have a thaumium barrel lying around? Which I believe we do. I just don't know where. And then we need some witch water. Don't we have one down here? Or are these all stone? Okay, so let's grab we have 2 thaumium barrels. Cool. I guess we'll put this over here. We need an advanced hive, and we need 8 endstone. So, endstone, let's just go ahead and get 10 of those. That'll take like next to no time. We're going to need a hive. I don't believe, we just need an artificial hive, right? Because we sent it with the, yes. We sent it with the witch water. So, artificial hives. Didn't I teach? Yeah, the system over here knows how to make that. Yeah, the lightning we have to get rid of soon, but no, I don't. Oops. I just want to make artificial hive. Make one of those. Shouldn't take too long. Perfect. Okay, so with that, we need a bucket. Bucket. I completely misclicked there. Let's grab our hive, artificial hive, and we are going to need the endstone. Alright, so what we do is pretty easy. We just grab some witch water from down here. Oh my gosh. We have plenty of it because we've been making extra. And we just put that in the thaumium barrel. Fill it with the artificial hive. And there's the mana-infused hive. And then we look at our Thaumonomicon. We'll see that in order to make this, we need 64 Bestia, 64 Praecantatio, and 32 Alienus. Now, I looked at the Bestia because I remembered I need that. And we have just barely enough. Praecantatio, we have plenty, and Alienus, we should have, yeah, more than enough. So all we have to do now is place that down. And place down all of the endstone and smack it with our wand. So hopefully there will be no problems. There shouldn't be. We have a ton of stuff. Now if we want to get more Bestia, what's going to be a good way to do that while we're just kind of doing other things? String is pretty good. Meats, spider eyes, eggs. None of that I really want to do. I think string will probably be the best. So let's go get like a stack of string or 2 and start smelting that through the Thaumcraft stuff. And we can always expand things more if we need to. Lightning is really going over there. Alright, so this is all like constantly making things. So we'll just put some string in here. And these should be relatively quick. But that should give us plenty of beastia for later. But it looks like it's taking the last thing, so we'll get our Oblivion Hive, we'll get our first Oblivion Bees, and then we'll start making what we need to, which is our automatic Draconium system. So it's going to be a little bit complicated. You'll see why in a little bit. By the way, something else I did, which that'll be fine, should be fine anyways. I went ahead and got 8 production upgrades and put those in there. I thought that'd be good. Seems like it was a great idea, so cool. But Oblivion Hive, there we go. Alright, so all we have to do now is come over here, place it down, grab a scoop, and we have pristine. Perfect. So we'll deal with that stuff later. Like I said, it's not too much of a concern right now. We also got an ender pearl out of that, which is kind of cool. But yeah, we'll go ahead and put that in there. Anyways, let's get on to what I want to work on mostly for today. So we need to make automatic Awakened Draconium. And in order to do that, we're going to put this heart away because we don't really need it. We're not going to be making it yet. We want to get the bees first so that we can respawn the dragon, so that we can murder the dragon, so that we can get what we want. But what do we need? So we're going to need 2 things. Other than the dragon heart, we're going to need Awakened Draconium. Not Awakened Draconium. We're going to need Draconium blocks. We're going to need 4 of these. Now, it's going to make one. It's going to take a little bit of time because it's got to kill a wither. That's fine for now. We're going to need Draconic cores times 16. And we're going to need the dragon heart. So, what is the process? Well, basically, all you have to do is place down the 4 Awakened Draconium. Not Awakened Draconium. Apologies, I keep saying that. The charged Draconium blocks. So you take Draconium blocks, you charge them up. Let's actually make all 4. We'll make our first little bit of Awakened Draconium today, because why not? We might as well. It's not that difficult. Now, I believe we made a thing. Yes, this guy. This guy is very important. You'll see why in a little bit, but basically we just charge this up, and it's going to use a ton of power. We need to have better transfer of power. We need something stronger to store power, but these are going to be like some of the best things for right now. We're kind of limited by the output of the resonant energy cells, so that's a bummer, but it's fine. We can always improve how much power we have and all that kind of fun stuff, but that's going to take a little bit of time, and we'll worry about automating that later. Is my brightness on? Yeah, okay. So we can turn this off right now, and we have 2 of the 3. But let's get all 3, and then we'll test it. We'll be able to test it once. That's the scary thing. So what you have to do is you have to place the charged Draconium blocks. Yeah, that has like no internal storage. What is there another power storage? I know the capacitor banks can be good. Is there another recipe for these? No. So, can I make a handful of those? Can we make like, I don't know, a stack of these? We're missing signalum. That's really it. Do I want to do that? It's 4 each plus a vibrant crystal. That's actually not that expensive. So let's do like 20 of those. That'll be 5. It can craft that. Let's also teach the system how to make the vibrant crystal. which we'll probably need to teach it how to make both nuggets. But that's not too much of a problem. We'll need to teach it how to make the emerald things, but that's something we can do later. Looks like... Put that there. We have one of those for each, don't we? Yes, we do. So I can always make more of these if I want to. If I need to. Shouldn't be bad. Because how it works is we keep a stack of redstone and then an odd number of the other piece. And this guy filters out whatever ingredients come in. This guy stores redstone and glass. Yeah, we could just add one to the top if we wanted to. The only problem is we need to break the line, but that should not be a problem whatsoever. Okay, cool. So that might be something I do off camera because that's not really important right now. Because we just need to get this guy charged. Really, that's the only thing. And it's not so much power as much as how quickly we can do this. These guys require, what is that, 100 million? Yeah, 100 million power. RF. So, that's whatever. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to teach the system a recipe. Crafting pattern. We're going to tell it 16 of these plus a heart plus once this guy is done gives us 4 blocks of Awakened Draconium. Now here is the catch, and this is the kind of hard part. So in order to do this, we need to activate the heart with an explosion near 4 charged draconium blocks. I'm going to keep saying awakened. I know I am. And once the heart is awakened, we need to give it 4 draconic cores for each block. So 16 in total. You can only do 4 blocks at a time of the charged draconium. And it does this whole process. It changes them, and then you need to break them and put them into the system. So the easy part is this. The really easy part is dropping stuff down. So we need some living wood planks. That's not a problem. We just the open crate is like the best thing for this stuff. Living wood planks. And that's good enough. Then we need the placing of blocks, which is also pretty easy. Now, I want to preface all this with we could do something really simple and easy relatively by using same method as over here. Just annihilation planes and formation planes, and actually doing it right and having enough channels and all that kind of fun stuff. This would work just fine. Now, there's better ways to do this. I went for the cheap way without another controller because controllers are expensive. But we're not going to do it that way. We're going to do it a different way because why not? So, we need block placers. And I think we're going to go with the open blocks because these are pretty cheap. We're just going to need pistons times 4. 1 for each of the Awakened Draconium. Charged Draconium. Gosh, I cannot get that right. Alright, so do we have 1 charged Draconium? Looks like it. Alright, so I'm going to work on the next one as well. And eventually we'll get that, like, taken care of, nice and neat and all that kind of fun stuff. So, we have 3 octadic capacitors. So the plan is we're going to make a big capacitor bank with vibrant capacitor banks. And that should be able to transfer a lot more power than the resonant energy cells. And so that's how we'll kind of deal with that. We'll power those and use that to charge it. It's kind of silly, but it should work. Anyways, we need 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so what else are we going to need? We're going to need... this is where things are going to get tricky. So the problem that we're going to run into... And let's just start setting this up. So we have block placers. We're also going to need to break the blocks, and we're going to need to collect them. Collecting them are going to be easy because we're actually going to break them off into items and not like break them into an inventory, if that makes sense. So when we break them, it's going to be like us breaking them, rather than, you know, you break it and it pops off like that, rather than it breaking and going into an inventory. So we're going to need to collect them with a vacuum chest. The reason I want to use a vacuum chest versus a vacuum hopper is pretty simple. We just need the we need to have the filters. We need to be able to filter it, because there's going to be draconic cores and a heart dropping as well. We don't want to pick those up. So this is easy enough, and for that we're also going to need filters. Filters are not too expensive. It's just a hopper and some paper. Did I ever teach the system how to make hoppers? No, of course not. Why would I? But I think chests are auto-craftable. Perfect. So there's that. We can get the filter. Easy enough. Alright, now to actually break things. And then the other thing is the explosion, which you might see I have a creeper statue in my creeper trophy in my inventory. So I believe this will work, but it doesn't blow up any blocks. Now the problem though, and I believe it does this, it does destroy items. So you gotta be a little bit careful with it. But we can activate it with the autonomous activator. And that's also how we're going to break things. So we need autonomous activators. 5 of them to be exact. So we need 10 gears times 9. We're going to need pistons times 4. Chest time... Oh wait, no, why did I have 4? It's 5. We're going to need 1 more piston. And then we're also going to need 5 of these. Cool. So do we have everything? We have 3. So we're just waiting on the 10 gears to process, to be made, whatever. And why is this last one taking forever? All right. Cool. So there is the autonomous activators. Now there is a problem, which we'll get to here in a little bit. But let's go ahead and start setting some stuff up. So we're going to want block placers, and I think those will be best on the ground. So if we want the Awakened Draconium, let's see, how do we want to do this? So we're going to want a creeper trophy. Let's center it. Put a creeper trophy like here. That looks pretty good. And so this is where we want things to drop. And so we'll put a open crate here. So anything that goes into there will just drop straight to the ground. So then we were going to want probably our block placers here-ish. And we can separate them a little bit. So I guess so if it's gonna drop right here in front of the torch, we can do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then we can put a vacuum chest right here. We're gonna put a filter, and it's gonna be a whitelist. For right now, we're gonna tell it to pick up the cobblestone. The reason being is we don't want it to pick up anything else. So if we throw right now some awakened cores and we don't pick them up, the chest won't either. This guy will place whatever we put in its inventory when it gets a redstone signal. Right, so this guy needs to be always active. Range 6, that should be fine. That's what, 1, 2, 3. We could probably do like 4. That'll be better. And then we have this. So then the last thing we're going to need is our autonomous activators. So one of these guys will go right here. In fact, let's actually put it to the side. And there's a reason for this. There's always a reason, but it's actually a pretty simple reason. We need to power this stuff, so it's going to be easier if we do everything right. So this guy is going to be right clicking, not sneaking, and we want him to be, he needs a signal. So whenever he gets a signal, he'll activate. That's kind of the point. And then we can put these guys here. Now, the reason why we're using autonomous activators versus anything else, and we're also going to have these guys on high, which you'll also see why. We also want first slot only, and left click. So first slot only. Cool. So why all of these settings? Okay, so these guys are going to place the blocks here. Does the hole drop the heart first and then the cores? Then it's going to send a signal, blow up, and then after it blows up, after a little bit of a delay, these guys will get a signal. And that's the key. So we don't want these autonomous activators breaking the charged draconium. That's not useful to us. It's not going to do anything, and the heart's going to be probably wasted, which is not good. We don't want that to happen. We don't want the cores being dropped first, because we need to drop heart, explode, cores, then wait, and then break. So it's place. Placing can be done at the same time as the heart. That's fine. That doesn't matter. And then we're also going to want to do some sort of signal so that it knows that if there's an item in the system, that it's, you know, actively doing things. So here is the trick. We need to drop exactly 16 of these guys and exactly 1 draconic heart. The heart is actually easy. All it takes is a chest. And there's a reason why we can use, why we have to use the, so other problems with this whole thing. We cannot use block breakers. We have to use autonomous activators or the formation planes, annihilation planes, I guess in this case. The reason being is Awakened Draconium requires cobalt level mining, and nothing else does. Nothing else has it. So if we look up, let's see, we can get rid of most of the stuff. In fact, we can get all of it except for the genetic sampler. So if we look up block breakers, there's a handful. There's 4. There's 3 rather. The block breaker from Project Red, Open Blocks, and Mine Factory Reloaded. So both of the Open Blocks and the Project Red are really useful because they are Redstone enabled. So as soon as you send them a Redstone signal, they activate. That's really nice. We're going to want a few more chests, by the way. Not that many, but you know what? Why not? It just would. So the thing with that is it's not a bad thing to... how do I want to say this? They're really good because they're fairly cheap. They don't require power or anything like that. But the problem with them is they don't have cobalt level mining. How do we get that? Autonomous activators. But we need to give it pickaxes. So we're going to be making some picks, and they will eventually degrade. So kind of the thing we want is speed as well as cobalt level, which, I mean, cobalt seems like the best thing, so let's just use some cobalt. I believe we have a good bit of it. We have a bunch of the ore dust, so we certainly do. And that gives us 2 each. So we need 2 of these. And we'll probably want like Thaumium? Thaumium could be good for the binding. Does that not work? No. Do we have to melt it down? We might. No, I don't think... right. We can't do those tools. So I guess Manulin might be the best. So let's grab some Ardite. And I'm trying to think if we do one of each. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. We're gonna want tool rods, and we can honestly use obsidian for the other part. So what I want is something that's fast and durable. Because we can't make it to be... We want reinforcement on it, but until they level up, we can't really do anything else with it. So, tool binding, obsidian. We want plenty of... durability. Because it's supposed to be automatic, and we don't want to have to replace it all that often. So this is pretty simple. And we shouldn't need any more of that stuff, but we'll see. Because that should be 2 ingots. Yeah, that should be enough for the tool rods. So Manulin is usually pretty good as a tool rod, and obsidian gives you the reinforcement. So this should be pretty good. Alright, sorry. I had to take a drink. Like I said, my voice is not the happiest today. But we should be able to make 4 picks. Reinforcement 3, pretty good durability, and fast enough. So, if we want more, I don't remember what it is. It's materials and you, volume 2. Tell me, what do I need for more reinforcement? Because I don't actually remember in this version of Tinker's. It's changed a couple times. So let's go to modifiers, and reinforcement is obsidian plates. Right. So obsidian, let's get some obsidian plates. And we'll just get this going. So we'll kind of make that as we go. We can only put 4 on, so that's fine, but whatever. Anyways, so each of these guys will get a pickaxe. We'll do that in a little bit. We're gonna need kind of a main chest. We'll put it right here, because why not? And this will be the distribution chest. We're gonna put a chest here, so we can put a filter on there. And then we're going to need some other chests. So this is why I have blocks. And for right now, can we put a torch on this? We can. So let's line it up best we can. Put a chest there. We're going to need one more chest. So the problem that I'm going to have, and I'm going to be honest because I don't know how to do it. We're going to put one of the tiny chests right here. No. Actually, that's fine. One of the tiny chests here. Okay, we want to break this block. Put this here. And then we'll put a big chest here. So here's the thing. We're going to want to use, and this is the expensive part, we're going to want to use our nice fancy item ducts. We're going to use Ender.io stuff. Whoops. Didn't mean to go down the elevator. So conduits, we're going to need insulated redstone conduits. We're going to need item conduits. And for power, we might as well. So we're going to want conduits. We're going to need more item conduits. So can we get resonant... You know, I never taught the system how to make these. I would teach it how to make this, but I'm not comfortable doing that because I want to get the... wow, we've sucked a lot of power out of this. But that's kind of expected right now. We're going to boost production of power very soon. That's mostly on me. I've got a stack of culinary generators. I just need to make them powerful. So what we need to do, we're going to need some filters. We're going to need more filters. So let's get see, 1, 2, 3 filters. For now, will be enough. Okay. So we're going to place item conduits. So item conduit here, item conduit here, here, and that will be there. But these are the ones that matter most. And then let's see, this will be an insert, and we're going to put a filter that says, hey, only insert charged draconium blocks. Now, if we hit F3 and H, isn't that the combination? Okay, evidently it is. Can I see those now? No, I can't see it in there for whatever reason. This is out of lava? Ew. Okay. I can deal with that. Where do we have lava being produced? Right here. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to filter things so that only certain places get certain things. So if we look at... Please don't be done charging. Cool. Those are different... Ooh, that's fine. We're only going to be sending charged draconium here, so it doesn't actually matter. So that's fine. This chest will be an insert as well, and it's only going to accept dragon hearts. And then finally this one will be an insert, and it will only accept draconic cores. So that is important. That is very important. Now here is the fun part. We need a hyper rationing pipe and transfer node. So the transfer node and not a rationing pipe, a hyper rationing pipe. So we'll have to make that. Hyper rationing pipes are just a bunch of buttons and some glass. So let's tell the system to make like 100 glass. And please have some stone. Cool. So 6 buttons will give us hyper rationing pipes. Now these are super useful because they will move and keep only one item in an inventory. And that's kind of the key. And to replace it, if it connects automatically, just put it in the first slot. So, for example, if we put a stack of cobblestone in there, it will only put 1 in there. It'll only keep 1 in there. Now, there's got to be a way, and I'm not entirely sure how, but we need to keep 16 in here. And I believe, let's see, hyper rationing pipes. Will rationing pipes do that? I don't actually know. And these, a maximum of 1 stack. That's not what we want, because I believe, maybe we'll get lucky, hopefully. Let's make some more draconic cores. Let's make just 100 of them. We're gonna need a lot, so it's not really, haha, they only stack to 16. Perfect. So we can use a rationing pipe. So that is the hardest part figured out. Other than that, it's just really timings and stuff like that. So it's not too bad outside of this. So we can put this in here. And if we give it a rationing pipe, it will only keep 16 draconic cores in there. So the other cool thing is we can power this on and off with redstone. So that is the other hard part. We're going to need a lot of redstone stuff, and we're going to need a lot of conduits. And the redstone is going to be kind of a pain for me to figure out. So can we make a little bit more of these? We're going to need more iron. Nuggets. And let's just do as many of those as we can. Cool. Now the other thing we're going to need is the warp item ducts, which means we need to make I believe we can make the opaques fairly easily, and we can just make more Enderium. Go ahead and make like 30 of that. That'll be fine. So then we should be able to make a little bit more of the conduits once we make this. Alright, cool. So 2 recipes of that. Not nearly enough, but it's a good start. So we have 2 of these. We'll get more of those soon enough. So what we're going to want to do is connect all this stuff. I don't know why it's not placing, but we can do that. And this will get connected around along here. And what we'll do is we'll have actually, let's break this, and we'll put this here, and then we'll have a interface there. Okay, so we're gonna need more stuff. We're gonna need power, so we're gonna need energy conduits to all this stuff as well, and that's a little bit less important, because we could just use, let's see, we could just use flux ducts. We have 19. That should be enough for right now, because none of the stuff that needs power is going to require anything like anything else. It just requires power, so it's not too bad. And then we'll just send this over. There is this tesseract right here, which we can tell it to receive energy, and that'll work just fine. So we're actually going to send this along here, and we'll go through here. That'll be nice and easy. Just to clean things up a little bit, we'll clean it up like that. So if this is like here, should be like here. Perfect. So we'll need more conduits. That's not a problem. So let's go ahead and tell that to start making. So let's make some more flux ducts. What I meant. Let's make like 40 of those. Okay. So can we make some more Enderium? Some more item conduits. We're gonna need 2 more of these. And then we're also going to need, let's do 2 sets of those. And then we can do a little bit more iron nuggets. And this will be fine. So the hard part is coming up. The hard part is the signals and all that kind of fun stuff. So there's 12. 1, 2, 3, 4. Perfect. Now there's a reason why we want to use item conduits, and one of the big reasons is so this is going to be let's see, this is going to be disabled, and we're going to connect this, but then we want these two to not be connected, and we're going to send this along here, and again disable this one, and this is going to be an extract, always active, round robin, and these will just be inserts, which I believe we can just, yeah, we can just hit it with a wrench and it'll change to insert. So that will make sure that if we put a block in there, it will go to all the blocks. Otherwise we just need to do this. We'll disable this. And I don't want any possibilities of cross-contamination with like these going the wrong place. But then this will be extract on brown, always active. And we'll have a thing here to go into the interface. That's brown. And that's pretty much all we have to do with wiring, other than sending it a little bit farther to get to this guy. So we'll need just a few more, and we don't need the energy in the ender energy conduits, so that's fine. Let's get the rest of this going. So we have 3 of the 4, and that will give us reinforced 4. That'll be good. And let's just get the pickaxes taken care of and all that fun stuff. So there is going to be a little bit of a time to actually like break the blocks, but that's fine. We'll deal with that. It's not that much of an issue. So we just give these guys their own pickaxe and everything should be fine. Cool. So with that taken care of, we're running out of things to do. And I'm not going to be able to put off the last part much longer. But we can kind of test it here soon. So we're going to need one more set of these. So we're going to need item ducts. Times like 6 is fine. But let's see. We're also going to want insulated redstone conduit, which is redstone alloy, which is redstone and silicon. So let's get a stack of redstone and craft me 100 silicon, and that'll start working on that here soon. So item ducts, we have, why are you not making the ender energy? What is broken? Why? Did you get inserted in there? I mean, they're all right here. Why did that happen? I don't know. Anyways, that's whatever. Not that big of a deal. If it is, I'll figure it out. And with the lightning from the Infinity Bees, I'm gonna sleep, just so it's a little bit nicer. So I want to be honest with you guys. I don't think we're gonna finish the Awakened Draconium thing today, but I want to get the last little bit of it done. So we have 31 silicon. Let's make a few. But basically, what we're gonna end up doing And this is the hard part. We have to get the circuit correct. Everything else is fine. But we need to activate different things at different times, and that's the issue. So basically every time, let's see, we have 31 of the silicon. It's working on things. Let's go ahead and make alloys only. A little bit of the redstone alloy. And this is the issue. I've got to figure out a way to do all of this so that it makes what we want. But if we put in the dragon heart and all this stuff, it should go to where it needs to go. And then we'll just need to send redstone signals and all that kind of fun stuff as needed. So you know what? I think let's go ahead and end the episode off here. So we got this part done. We've got everything set up. And I want to kind of show off that this will activate the creeper. We're also going to need an interface. And some cables. Let's get the flux duct set up. And that's leadstone. And then ME glass cables. Now the only other question is, do we have the channels over here? There's 4 of 8. So we should. But basically we just set up all of this. And get this sent all the way over. And that will power all the autonomous activators. And that's the important thing. How did you get out? Okay, so these guys should all have power. And they do. And so if we tell this to ignore, he explodes, which is what we want. That's perfect. Now we can also go ahead and activate this guy. Put the ME interface right here and put this insert on brown. That way anything that's in here will go there. So that's what we want, and then we just need to hook him up, which should be pretty easy. Just a matter of doing one of these. And since the creeper trophy does not break blocks whatsoever, we don't have to worry about any like water or anything like that. So I will tell you guys what. I am going to figure out how to get the two things. I'm going to get the rest of the item conduits and everything set up with that. And then I'm going to figure out the best way to handle getting all of the redstone timings and all that kind of stuff down. And I'm also in between episodes going to, let's see, how many, we have 2 more power modules. We have 45 infinity combs. Alright, well, that is good. I'm actually going to turn this guy off for the time being. Just take out the automatic upgrade and you're fine. So, I am going to kind of do a little bit of research with the bees, see what we're going to need, and go from there. Because next time, what I want to do is I want to finish the Awakened Draconium, and I want to start setting up bees so that we can get access to rezzing the dragon as much as we want. That's the idea anyways. So I'm going to be making the redstone conduits, the insulated ones, because those are going to give us a little bit more options. So we need half a stack plus 1. And that should be everything we need there. And then I'm also going to teach the system how to make the vibrant capacitor banks, which is going to include just setting up another one of these guys, the thermodynamic fabricators. That should not be too bad. So we'll do that. I will work with bees a little bit, and we'll automate this next time as well, just so it's nice and done. And yeah, go from there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I know that we didn't get as much done as I was hoping, but this is pretty complicated stuff, and honestly, it's gonna take a little bit of time. So that's gonna be it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next episode. Bye.